Let's talk toddler toys. Ones I like, that my kids actually played with and we thought was a good purchase. I also want to talk about the ones as a visually impaired parent I don't like and talk about why. If you're new to my channel, hey, welcome. My name is Cindy. I hope you hit that subscribe button. This video will be for all visually impaired parents or any parent with a disability, present or future, as well as sighted parents that have a little one already diagnosed with a visual impairment. Be sure to check out the description box down below as you listen, because some of the toys I don't know the actual correct title or brand, and since I can't see it on the toy. So follow along, and you're welcome to click on those for more product descriptions and pricing and things like that. But hopefully with today's video, you'll get some food for thought on future toy purchases, gift ideas, things that you might want to avoid. So guys, let's get started and see what toys are behind me. On the top row I know is our Play-Doh toys, which real quick on Play-Doh, I will warn you, visually impaired parents like myself, when Play-Doh dries, I can't see it always on the floor, and when I step on it, if it's small, it can be very uncomfortable. So just note that, make sure you try to teach and encourage your kids to always put the Play-Doh away, because when it dries, it hurts. And when it falls and gets all over the floor, it's just difficult to clean up. Over here on the other top bin, we have just coloring art supplies and things like that. I don't know why they make crayons round, because then they roll everywhere. And for a visually impaired person and a visually impaired child, that can be very frustrating. So I always try to encourage people to buy the triangle crayons, or the ones that are kind of just have the edges and ridges on them so that they don't roll everywhere. I'm going to also include more tips on that in a future video when I talk about our go bag, my busy bag, in other words, when we go to restaurants and things like that. So next row down, I have music instruments. So in the next bin, oh, these are actually pretty fun. I love feeling these things. Let me try to describe them for my VI parents. They're very bendy, kind of rubbery type of toys that have suction cups on all the ends. And there's various, let me see, shapes. Let me see if I can find a different shape. So here's like it has a ball, but it has different little suction cups shooting out of it. I can't remember the name of it, so again, check out the description box, but highly recommend them for any family managing a visual impairment. I can actually even like suction it to my hand, the palm of my hand, but we put them on walls and chalkboards and just build all kinds of different things using the little suction cups. Oh, next over here are Magformers. There's different brands and styles of these, but basically they're just kind of building tiles, blocks that have magnets in them. And at first I was a little skeptical, but I actually do like these. And as a visually impaired parent, I have found these to be pretty easy to manipulate, and I don't need any vision at all. Yeah, I just do it by feel, and the kids seem to really enjoy them. On the end, we have doctor toys. I will say I've had to replace a set or two because I just bought whatever the cheapest set was, and I was really disappointed in the quality. But doctor toys are ones that I do not go for the less expensive option. I shoot for it in the middle, simply for quality's sake. And then we just have some random other toys and balls and things down below. Here is one of our toys that my kids love. I know several different brands make this. I wish I knew the name of the brands. I do know Hape, the brand Hape, H-A-P-E, is a good brand, a lot like Melissa and Doug. They stick to the more classic wooden style of toys, and they have a product very similar to this, which is at the very, very top are color-coded holes for balls. Like here's one right here, a ball it's almost like a pool ball. They're a little bit smaller than that, but they're solid, and you can color match, all that stuff. I think they might be a little difficult to, oh, there it goes. You can see it, you can hear it. It just goes down the path, zigzagging down into the bottom tray. And so the kids love to track those. If you wanted to work on color matching, this toy is great for that. However, it would be difficult to braille label them for matching. There's a lot of learning aspects to these type of toys other than color matching. I have another style actually right here that I'll show you. This one's a little different because the body of it is enclosed, but it's still, I think they're called like pound a ball or something like that, but it's a great gift idea, guys. So if you know any littles having a birthday party, that is a good option as a gift. Moving on, we have Mr. Potato Head, another classic. I have 2 huge bins full. I think the trick is to having a large enough variety. I think I hear a lot of parents say, oh, we bought a Mr. Potato Head or a Miss Potato Head, and they played with it for like a little while and then put it down and never returned to it. I also experienced this in the beginning until I lucked into a Facebook Marketplace ad. A family was getting rid of a huge lot of this stuff and I bought it off of them, and that is when my kids started playing, when they had a huge variety of options to choose and create their Mr. and Miss Potato Heads. So I feel like that is the trick for some of the toys like this. You have to give them enough options for creativity to create something different each and every time. Otherwise, they will get bored and tired with it. As a visually impaired parent, I think they are good toys. I think even a visually impaired child can still feel the holes, the pegs, and create something unique. I think it'd be a great tactile development skill, as well as just feeling the different facial parts. So let's move on to another section. I have a large toddler kitchen behind me now. And my thoughts real quick on this is I did not find it a necessary purchase. I fell into that marketing pit, I guess you could say, thinking that they needed the entire kitchen experience. And I've been a bit disappointed how much they have played with their toddler kitchen. It makes noises, it's interactive and everything, but again, they seem to just play more so with the actual food, which I have tons of food that you Velcro together, and you can take like a little play knife and, saw it down the Velcro and pretend that you're cutting it. I know Melissa and Doug make a lot of really great quality wooden ones that have the Velcro in the middle, and you can just play and saw it open. They've enjoyed that aspect more so than the actual large kitchen toy. I know not every child is the same way. Some kids love these toy kitchens. So I think it's something to maybe explore, taking them to some place that has one already to see if it's something they are interested in, because a good one can cost about $150, give or take. And I feel like this was kind of a waste of money for me personally, because they just have not played with it as much. Moving on, I don't know if you can see, I have a ball pit behind me, and our playroom is a bit of a mess because we're moving. But back here, I have a little ball pit, and I'm torn on this one, guys. I'm on the fence. So this is definitely a personal decision that you will need to make. It was a Christmas gift for my kids. Yes, they have loved their indoor ball pit in the house. It's something they have definitely used. However, as a visually impaired mom, I hate cleaning the balls up. And every toddler will figure out how to empty out that ball pit, sending the balls all over your house. You just have to weigh that and if it's a good option for your family. So now let's go upstairs and see what other toys I can find up there. Here we are in my living room, and we have like a toy chest, I guess you could call it, or a trunk, whichever word you use. Okay, so here is a LeapFrog. I'm not sure what the actual official title is, but I will put it in the description down below. So again, just open that up and you can follow along. But yes, as a visually impaired mom, I definitely love the LeapFrog products because I don't have to necessarily see what is on the page or what it is that they are focusing on, because it verbally walk you through everything that the child is doing with it. You know, if they're looking on a specific page, it always reads all that stuff to my kids, and so it's just something we can do together, and I don't need to necessarily see what it is on the page. And so for that reason, I always recommend LeapFrog products for visually impaired parents.
That aside, let me see. Okay, I could dig in here forever. Blah, 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 blah. We have lots of trucks and cars and...
Oh, okay, guys, this was a Christmas present about 6 months ago, this past December, and I'm not completely sold on these products, but I saw them everywhere on Amazon, and they're like the new version of the Etch-a-Sketch. This is just more of that kind of digital version, and I have to say, guys, I do not recommend these for a family managing visual impairments because the contrast on these are very, very poor. I'm not sure what brand I have. I wish I could see it to show you, because this specific version that we have, I cannot see what they are drawing, and I know a visually impaired child will not either, so I definitely prefer things like this to be a high contrast in order for me to interact with my children and what they're drawing and doing. If I spent more money, I may have gotten a higher contrast, better quality product, but for 15 bucks, I was a little disappointed that they're so faint. It's just very difficult to pick up. I think that is pretty much it on the toy chest, guys. There's not really anything else in here that I think is worth highlighting. So let's move to the kids' rooms and find some goodies there. All right, friends, so this is my son's little room. So we are gonna go to his little play area and see what we can find. Oh, before we move on, so I have purged quite a bit of the toys already, guys, and I want to mention one specific product that we absolutely loved and I highly recommend it. It was a Melissa and Doug shape sorter. It was soft, it was almost like a little suitcase kind of thing, and the shapes that you put in were just really good quality and very easy to tactilely assist them with learning their shapes and colors and things like that. So if you're looking for a good shape sorter, I highly recommend this one. Okay, now let's see what we've got. This is a learning resource toy. They're dinosaurs, and I think it's called something like Snappin' something, I don't know, but it's like two dinosaur pieces that go together, and they're like this, and so they're large enough for me to sort of use what vision I have to match it up. I mean, I'm still using a lot of tactile discernment here, but I love these guys. My son has played with them a lot. You know, you just take them apart in two different pieces. We love mixing the different colors and dinosaur types together, making funny little things out of it, and then matching them all correctly back together. Moving on, we have some little people stuff. I think this is a lot like the Mr. Potato, Miss Potato Head products, where it just takes quite a few variety of these kits and products to provide enough creative choices for them to really get into it. So like I said, we have a barn that came with some people and animals. We have a house that came with, you know, more accessories and options, and here is his school bus. It is something that I do recommend rotating out. I do a rotation system that a lot of us parents do, where we will just rotate toys in certain sections or put them away in a bin and rotate out every month or so. You just have to set a reminder, because I have forgotten an entire box of toys before. But anyway, it always just kind of keeps those toys fresh and new and different. So little people, again, I like the color contrast, I like the sizes. None of the accessories are too small and super annoying when I step on them. It's not too painful, that kind of thing. So definitely a thumbs up for me, personally speaking. Let me keep going. Here, guys. Oh, okay. Here are some really cool things. These are gears. Now, this is more for age 2 and up. Gears, and gears, which is like a large set. I think it's got like 100 pieces or something in it. That I am actually going to be purchasing soon. We got the starter set that has, I don't know, like 50 pieces or something in it. But I really do like it. And now that my son is 2, he's about 2.5 now, he actually does play with this, and he loves it when I play with him, and I am able to play with him as a VI parent. But he also plays with them independently as well, which is for me a win. So, okay, next, okay, up here at the top we have all his little cars and different things. We actually love these cars that are the LED. They require AAA batteries, I believe, but you push the button. Oh, and the battery of course is dead. That's the only drawback. You have to remember to turn them off or the batteries die. But you push the button on the top and the wheels will constantly go. The LED lights are bright, and the track, I think, actually glows in the dark, guys, so I had to put it away, which is why you don't see it out right now, because it keeps my son up at night. So you might want to consider that. If you're totally blind, it does have a very visual aspect to the tracks at night. They glow in the dark and they're pretty bright. So, but the cars are pretty fun. Definitely, though, a 2 years old and up toy. All right, I think that's pretty much it for my son's room. Let's head on to my daughter's room next and see what kind of trouble we can find there. Here's another tip, food for thought. As your children get older, it seems like the accessories keep getting smaller and smaller. So you'll find me probably talk a lot about some of the toys I really dislike in my daughter's room. So here we go. Let's go see what we find. Welcome to my daughter's room. She's 4 years old. So up here, all right. Okay, so this is her Barbies and things like that. As a VI parent, I don't mind Barbies at all. They do come with smaller accessories like the shoes and little purses and things like that, that honestly, guys, I mean, it's easier to put on and manipulate than some of the other toys that she has, which I will get to here in a bit. So otherwise, you know, Barbies, dolls, and things like that, I really do like. Oh, she also has a few of her hand puppets in here. I think hand puppets are actually a great underutilized toy for families with visual impairments, especially parents, because I can close my eyes, still put on a puppet, and interact using, you know, a hand puppet with my children. And I think if you have a baby even, it is a great way that you can do something really cute, playful, and visually stimulating with your child, even if you yourself don't have any vision at all. So we have lots of puppets. I think this is the bin I'm getting. Yep. Okay, so this is my trouble cubby. Okay, because it's full of little bitty tiny accessory toys. So this is mostly LOL dolls and Polly Pockets. I think the LOLs have been around for a little while, and the Polly Pockets have been around for like decades, okay? Both of which come with extremely tiny accessories. For example, here's one. This is like a little bitty tiny shoe that I'm holding, and this is actually one of the smaller ones. I mean, some are as tiny as my pinky nail, guys. And the one that I'm kind of holding up that hopefully you guys can see, I don't know what you can see and can't see, but it's like the size of like my thumbnail, literally. Like it is like the smaller than the width of my thumb. That's how tiny these accessories are. And so I actually have this bin here that's difficult for my son to open, because as a 2-year-old, these little pieces, he would dump them all over the floor, and I can't see them on the floor. So when I go to vacuum or sweep or anything like that, it, number one, it sometimes clogs up my vacuum cleaner, or I just end up, you know, they end up going in the trash because I can't see them and I just don't know. So this is a Polly Pocket. And the Polly Pocket doll is probably, you know, a little bit longer than my index finger. Here's one wearing an accessory, and the dresses, they're kind of like that rubbery, really soft feel, they're stretchy, but they're difficult for my daughter to put on by herself. And I just unfortunately cannot see these little bitty tiny accessories and clothes to put on these dolls very well, and so it ends up being visually frustrating for me, and I would think a visually impaired child would find it the same. So I think you have to ask yourself, are there other products better for my family and everyone's needs? Do they enjoy these little bitty products? Sure. But unfortunately, it's just not best for me as a VI parent. Let's see. Oh, here's another little thing. Okay, so these are like, I can't remember what kind of beads they're called, but they're like pop beads, I think. Something like that. As a visually impaired mom, I really struggle with taking string and threading beads. It's a dexterity and fine motor skill that I think they start picking up around, you know, mostly 3 and up, I think. And yeah, that's just something that we have not been able to do. And plus, having a younger one, beads were always something that was a choking hazard, and I can't see them well enough to pick them up. So this is something I have gotten that kind of fulfills that role for us. And it is just, I think they're just beads that connect together. There's no threading or anything like that. We can still make bracelets and necklaces, things like that. I mean, I know once she gets a bit older, she'll want more of that, you know, nice high quality friendship bracelet kind of stuff. But in the meantime, while she's still wanting mommy to play with her, and Bubba, little brother, is small, we're gonna just use these. So here's kind of like a sort of necklace or whatever you want to make it. I started here, and so the beads just have like, some of them have little arms that shoot out, and some have, you know, the holes where you just pop them inside, and so you just literally connect and pop them together to make jewelry. This has been a pretty good product for us. Again, I can do it by feel, and we're still able to make jewelry together. Now, moving on, I don't know if you can see, so over here, let me kind of turn, hopefully, I don't know what you guys can see and not see, but behind me over here is her bookshelf in the middle of her cubbies. She has lots of books. None of them I can see, and I am unfortunately not a good Braille reader. I took Braille a long time ago, but it's one of those things, when you don't use it, you lose it. Because of that, reading books to my children has been a struggle. Here's a few tips and things that I have done to get around this. We do the Discovery Library through Dolly Parton, and she has actually posted several videos of her reading these books. And so I will play the videos and we'll just flip through the physical book and follow along. There's a lot of YouTube videos of other various books, you know, the more common ones like Goodnight Moon, I would do this with at night. You know, we would have our physical copy and listen to the YouTube video of them reading Goodnight Moon, and that's just how I've gotten around it. It's pretty much like an audiobook style of going about it. But still, it's allowed me to have some of those experiences with my children. Another similar idea I have, I think this is like Disney, a Disney product, and someone gifted this to us, so I am not sure, you know, what it's called specifically, and I'm trying to see if I even have it upright. Hopefully, you guys can see this. So the device that I'm holding up here will read the books, and it has pictures of all kinds of books on it. And so my children will select the book, and then we'll turn this device on, and then they literally push the button for the book they want, and it just reads the book to them and gives a chime when it's time to turn the page. But I think it's a great way to approach book reading when you can't see the books. Thank you so much for making it to the end of my video. Be sure to hit that subscribe and notification bell if you haven't already. Blessings to you and yours. Take care.